Okay, so I'm just getting around to posting another instruction video on a quota tournament spreadsheet, and this is in the second one. The original one that I posted was on a individual skins game, but you'll see that if you've been through the individual skins game, you'll see that there's a lot of similarities in how you do the setup and do data entry. So I'm going to take you through this one in entirety, but if you've already been through it, you may want to skip over some parts of it. I do have other spreadsheets, again, that I haven't done instruction videos on yet. Two-person skins, two-person best ball, best 15, best net, and eventually I'll get around to posting video and instruction videos on them. Also, I just if you're interested in anything, that will prompt me to do it sooner rather than later. So please, if you find this of interest, please like the channel, like the video, and or subscribe would be the best thing you could do for me. I'd appreciate that. So without further ado, let's get into the quota instructions here. The tabs at the bottom, I've added a new tab, and I've also added this to the skins game, and it explains how the game actually works. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. I'm assuming you know what a quota game is. There are different variations to it, as explained here. Format 1, each golfer begins with points and tries to beat 36. And format 2 is the handicap is subtracted from 36 and the golfer begins at 0. And how that works is explained a little bit more down here at the bottom of the instructions. So I'll leave that to you to read through, but how this spreadsheet works is basically in format 2. So next I'm going to go to the course setup tab. This is similar across all these spreadsheets. For your particular course, put in your course name, obviously. You have to fill in a par for every hole and the handicap for every hole. So these red boxes below will indicate error messages or warning messages, I should say, if you post something abnormal. If you post a par 6, for instance, or you post an even number on the for a handicap on the front 9 versus a odd number or even number on the back 9, you'll get a warning message. Over here are where you define your tee boxes at your course. Put in whatever colors correspond to your tee boxes and the appropriate associated rating and slope for each tee box. This Y entry over here is explained with this comment up in the default column, and what that's for is the tee box that has the Y will pre-populate the scorecard with that tee box, so that you don't have to put it in for every entry. You'll have the option on the scorecard to change an entry. So if you have, most of your players are playing from black, but you have a few that play from white, as you enter that player, you'll have the option to change it to a different tee box on the scorecard. But this saves you from having to enter it on every entry. Okay, I think that's it for the course setup. Let's go to the scorecard tab. Okay, so here's where you enter the scores for the rounds, and I'll show you. I'm going to take you through a couple of entries just to give an example of how it works. For player names, I'm just going to put in A and B C and D. Put in your handicap for each player. 15, I'll just pick in some random handicaps. Now, as you see, this is the handicap index. The course handicap is calculated from what you entered in the course setup from the black tees, the tee boxes that you have set. So that automatically figures out your course handicap. And if you enter a handicap that's out of the handicap range, for instance, if I put a 60 in here, you're going to get a pop-up that says the handicaps must be between minus 9.9 and 54, so adjust accordingly. So I'll put a 0 in here just to be different. Then I'm going to pre-populate the scores for these 4 players with all the same scores, and that way it's easy to see how the results get calculated. And I'll talk about that in a second after I populate these. So I'm going to put in par for every hole. And I'm going to copy these all to the next players. I left over here, I left a little filter tab so that you may be able to use it for certain things, but I'm going to use it here to filter by color, and then I can easily copy these scores down to the other players. It's not something you do. It's helpful in showing this as an example. Okay, and then I'm going to take the filter off. And as you can see, because everybody has the same score, and since it's all pars, they all get 2 points per hole. So what's going to determine who the winner is their handicap, basically. So as you can see, the high handicap is the higher handicaps are going to be first, second, third, and then finally fourth place for the lowest handicap. Now, if for instance, somebody got some birdies here, so let's change a few scores to birdies, and see, now you can see that with a few birdies, this player B accumulates some extra points. So now they're tied for first place with player A. And if they had one more birdie, they would end up in first place, and player B would be second place. So so it automatically calculates the quota points and the ranking for each player. And I forgot how many players I have, probably like 100 players or so here, if you had that many in the tournament. So now I'm going to take you over to the Total 1 tab, and you'll see, how the breakdown shows up for the total prize money. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, I was talking before about changing a tee box for any particular player. So let's say player C was playing from the whites. Here's how you change it to the white tees. That didn't change it does change his handicap course index, but it's not going to change. In this case, it didn't change his results. So again, let's go to the Total 1 page, and here's how the prize money got broken out. So player B was in first place with a net score of plus 20, so they win $140, player A $105, and 90 and 60 appropriately for C and D players. Now the prize money, you can set the prize money over here. So you put in, what the total prize money is, and then you allocate for each place how much you want each player to take from the purse. So maybe you only have 4 players, so let's say that you put 50% in for first place, 20, 30% in for second, 20 and 10 for 20 for third, and 10 for fourth, and then you'd zero out any other places that you don't want to allocate money to. So that automatically calculates each player's purse based on percentage. And of course, if you change the prize money, that recalculates also. Whoops, I have 110% here, so let's make that 5%. Sorry, let's make that 15 and 5. So you want to make sure that your percentages add up to 100. So that's basically how this spreadsheet works. And if you're interested in a download of this spreadsheet or any other spreadsheet, just leave a comment on in the comments, and I will arrange for a way to get that download to you. I'm not charging. This is free, and I'm not charging anything for it, but I would like to kind of restrict sending it out to only people that are interested in it, rather than putting it up for a download by everybody. So again, please let me know if you're interested. I'd love it if you'd like or subscribe to the channel, and look forward to hearing from you.